Now, a lot of people want to know what is the fastest method to go ahead and get XP in order to complete the 4th inning program. I'll show you all the rosters to download in order to get the best rosters available to do this XP offline grind, or you can go ahead and make these rosters yourself. I will go ahead and teach you all how to make these rosters yourself, just in case you're ever struggling to actually go ahead and download them from the roster vault. So the first thing you're going to want to go ahead and do is go into the create section and then go to vaults. Now, unfortunately, I can't show you all what's inside the vault section because it has a lot of not suitable for work logos that can probably get me banned on YouTube. So we're going to skip right into the roster section. You can do it by pressing R1 if you are on PlayStation, or right bumper if you are on Xbox. Now, once inside the roster section, all you have to do is go down to sort, press the left button on the D-pad, and then press square or X just to go ahead and sort. The third roster is going to be one of the best ones to use. It is Light Skin Chris's roster. Shout out to him. I'll leave his description down inside, or I'll leave his link down in the description, excuse me. You're going to press download. Now, what might occur whenever you press download is it might tell you an unhandled server exception occurred, which basically means a server error occurred. And a lot of you might be thinking, damn, I just can't download these rosters for some reason. Don't worry, whenever you see something like that appears, you actually still end up with the roster downloaded, and I'll show you all that right now. So I got the server exception occurred, right, which basically means a server error. But if I go to the settings right next to the create tab, which I will go ahead and show you all with the camera right here, and I go into file management, and then I go to load, and then I press rosters and saved rosters, you will see I did not have any saved roster before this, and that roster ended up being downloaded regardless. It is literally 9:44. It got downloaded a minute ago, so clearly it ended up working for us regardless. We're gonna go into settings right after that, and then we're gonna press settings once again, and then let me teach you all how to make the best possible settings for this. So you're gonna go all the way to the right where you see these 3 dots, and you're gonna press save as new preset. Now you're gonna press on the first option, create from current, because you wanna have the same presets that you have whenever you play Diamond Dynasty or whatever game mode it is that you actually like to play. Once you create a new preset from whatever that default one is, you're just gonna go ahead and rename it to simulation. Once you rename it to simulation, you're gonna go to gameplay. The hitting does not matter at all, so you can leave it at whatever difficulty your heart desires, unless you plan on actually playing some games out and actually hitting. If that's the case, then you probably want to lower the difficulty to one where you're comfortable at and can hit a lot of home runs, because home runs are going to give you a ton of XP. And then you're going to go to pitching. At pitching, you're going to want to put the difficulty either at beginner, rookie, veteran, All-Star, Hall of Fame, or Legend, never on dynamic. I want you all to know as well that as you increase the difficulty, you do get more experience, but it does also become a lot more difficult to get strikeouts, therefore decreasing the amount of experience at times, because they might get home runs, they might get base hits, and the games might take longer in order for you to complete them. And then the pitching interface that you're going to want to use is going to be classic, because that is the fastest one and the one where you have to pay the least amount of attention to. But keep in mind, as you're playing on legend difficulty, if you're using classic, it does become harder to also go ahead and locate. After that, we're going to go into fielding. On fielding, you want to have fielding decision on auto, and then you want to have throwing decision on. You basically want to turn every single thing on for the CPU in order for them to field for you, and you never have to worry about fielding at all. So make sure you have it all on auto. After you do that, you're going to back out. Make sure the gameplay style also says simulation before you back out, and then we're going to go into presentation. On presentation, we're going to turn on fast play. For pitch selection cameras, we're going to turn it to none, and then everything else I have as off. You guys can go ahead and copy each and every single one of those, and then just back out. Once you back out, you go down to exhibition. At exhibition, you're going to simply either press R2 or right trigger until you get the AOS. Once you get the AOS, you're going to go up until you get the Texas Rangers. Why the Texas Rangers? Because they are the 0 overall team you want to be facing. Why do you want them to be home? Because you want them, 1, to get extra at-bats, and then number 2, you want them to be home, therefore you never have to hit basically with the pitcher that you're going to be player locking. Once you're on the away side, you're going to press L2 or left trigger until you get to the NL East, and then you're going to go up to the Phillies. Once you are at the Phillies, the pitcher that you're always going to want to use is Zack Wheeler, because he is the one that has the fast delivery. I like playing in a pitcher's ballpark, so you can play in Oracle Park, or you can play in my favorite stadium to play in terms of pitcher ballparks, and that is going to be Kauffman Stadium. Doesn't really matter the time that you play at, but I like playing at the same time that I play on Diamond Dynasty, which is in October at 7 p.m. Make sure you go ahead and turn quick counts on. And then when selecting a pitcher, do not select Aaron Nola if you are using Light Skin Chris's rosters, because he did not give Aaron Nola Darren O'Day delivery. He only gave it to Zack Wheeler. So you're going to want to press R2 or right trigger on Zack Wheeler, so that little red icon appears. That basically means you player lock that player, and then you will see that everybody and their moms is literally a 99 overall on that team. So no matter what happens, you're going to be able to score a ton of runs, and Zack Wheeler is going to be in the game for a ton of innings. As you all saw, we have the difficulty on rookie. Now you want to get as many strikeouts as possible, because the more strikeouts that you get, clearly the more experience, and the only reason we're doing this is for experience. So really quickly, we're going to blow a fastball right past them, and this is the beauty about having quick counts on. It gives you an opportunity to start some counts with a 1-2 count, therefore just allowing you to strike out hitters in literally seconds, as opposed to battling it out with them. And we just got on the left hand side 273 experience. So as you can see, if you were to strike out 3 hitters each inning and you do that times 9, you would be getting roughly, as stated, about 20k experience. Now if you're wondering how to do this yourself, you want to make your own roster, or you want to edit these players yourself and get them to 99 overalls, whatever the case may be, I'll teach you all how to do that as well. So first thing you're going to want to do is go to create. When you're at the create section, you're going to go into roster control. At the roster control section, you can either A, create a player, or B, edit a player. Editing a player might be a lot easier than creating a player, but editing a player at the same time is not going to allow you to place them on whatever team it is you want. I would suggest, once again, an American League team. So you can go to the Orioles and edit each and every single player that they have up to all their attributes being 99 overalls. That's going to take a while. So there is actually a faster method. The faster method is going to create player. So you're going to make a Joe Random. The first one is going to be a starting pitcher. It doesn't really matter what the general is. You put basically whatever it is you want there to be there. And then in animations, that's the only part you really care. You want to go to current players, and you want to skim through until you see the last name of O'Day. Once you see the last name of O'Day, that means you are on the right page. It is going to be page 20. If you want to get there quicker, you probably want to start by pressing L1 instead of R1. Once you got Darren O'Day, you're just going to back out and you're going to go to attributes. When you get to attributes, you give them the best pitches available. If you don't know what the best pitches available are, it's a sinker, it's a cutter, it's a slider, and then you give him a changeup and something like a screwball. I personally like giving him a splitter, so that's what we're going to give him. But if you want, you can give him a screwball instead. Once you give him all the pitches, you're just going to go and literally put your analog stick all the way to the right, and each and every single little attribute that you see right here, you're going to put all the way up to a 99, and you're going to repeat the same thing for batting and fielding, regardless of whether it is a pitcher or not, just so you can 100% have a full 99 overall player. I'm going to do this myself, and then I'll come back to you all and I'll teach you all how to make the 0 overall players, which is basically the same concept. You just create a new player, and instead of actually upgrading any of their numbers, you leave them at 0, but I'll teach you it all so nobody gets confused. So once you're done upgrading each and every single attribute to a 99, the player will look like this. And you might be saying to yourself, well, that took an awful long time. I'm hoping I don't have to repeat it each and every single time. And no, you won't have to repeat it each and every single time. All you want to do is afterwards, you created that player, you press finish, And at the finish section, you're going to go to free agent pool and export player. You're going to name this player 99 SP. That means 99 starting pitcher. Now, it doesn't matter if he's a starting pitcher or if he's a closing pitcher or whatever it is, because what you're going to do at the end of the day is whatever team you want to turn into a team full of 99 overalls in terms of pitchers in specific, you're going to go to the roster. You can go into pitching rotation if you really wanted to, but you're just going to go into the roster. You're going to manage the roster, and you're going to go to each and every single pitcher, and you're going to press import pitcher. It's going to take you to where you can load created players. You're going to press the 99 starting pitcher, and you're going to be able to add Joe Random into the team. Now, one thing I want you all to keep in mind is you cannot import a pitcher for a position player. You can only import a pitcher for a pitcher. So you can go ahead and import Joe Random for a relief pitcher. You can go ahead and import Joe Random for a starting pitcher. You can do it for each and every single pitching position that there is inside the game. So you're going to do this for each and every single pitcher. And by doing this, what it allows you to do is, even if, let's say, you were using Light Skin Chris's roster and Zach Wheeler got pulled out, they would just bring in a brand new, fresh Joe Random to continue pitching. So you would just keep importing each and every single starting pitcher, and then once you're done doing each and every single starting pitcher and you want to create the hitter, make sure you save your roster before you even start creating the hitter. So you're going to want to press save custom roster, and then you're going to name the roster whatever you want. So you can put 99 O's because it's going to be the 99 Orioles full of 99s. And let's say you have a team that you already decided, hey, I'm going to make sure this team is the one that is full of 0 overalls. You're going to put 0, and then we're going to put the New York Yankees because they're playing like they have 0 overalls. So then 0 New York Yankees. So now you know in exhibition, when you go, you're going to put the Orioles on the left, or you can put them on the right, but I would suggest the left, and then the Yankees on the right-hand side, so you can go ahead and face the Yankees full of 0 overall players. Now, how do you do it for the Yankees? I'll go ahead and teach you all how to do it as well. So we're going to go back into the create player section. Now, once you create all 99 overall pitchers, you don't have to actually make 99 overall hitters, because you're going to be creating now 0 overall pitchers for your opponent, whichever team it is that you're going to end up facing. So in this case, we're going to be facing the Yankees. We're going to go ahead and give the pitcher fastball, changeup, curveball. That seems like a pretty good arsenal to me. And then when it comes to any of these attributes, unlike previously, we're just going to go into the batting and fielding and just decrease the potential all the way down to 0, so he never has any opportunity to actually increase as a player in terms of skill set. Now, the potential would only really matter in franchise, but just in case, we don't want no trickery going on. And then you're going to name this 0 SP. It's actually going to be a 1 overall. Now, I'm not sure why it didn't allow me to put SP. Maybe I didn't do it correctly, but you're going to put 0 SP, right? So once you put 0 SP, now you got a starting pitcher that is a 0 overall. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to rinse and repeat the process. Now you're going to go into roster control. You're going to go to manage roster / import player. You're going to go to each and every single pitcher that the Yankees have, and you're going to press 0 SP for that pitcher. And if you're saying to yourself, how come I don't see that starting pitcher anywhere? If you go ahead and sort it by overall, just press and sort one time, you'll see that Joe Random is in the MLB, and he is going to be the lowest one. Now, you don't have to actually go ahead and do it for each and every single pitcher. You can just do it for the ones at the MLB level. So you can replace each and every single MLB level starting pitcher. You can replace each and every single MLB level relief pitcher, and then each and every single MLB level closing pitcher. And the same thing goes when you are doing it for the Orioles and you're bringing in your Joe Randoms 99 overalls. I would just go ahead and replace each and every single MLB level pitcher, because the AAA and AA is never going to really affect you. Now, when it comes to creating the 0 overall hitters, it's the same thing. You create a Joe Random, instead of him being a starting pitcher, you make him a catcher or whatever position your heart desires to go ahead and make him. Make him bat right-handed, and then after that, you're going to press back. You're going to go to attributes, turn the potential all the way down to 0, and then after you turn the potential all the way down to 0, you literally just go down, make sure everything else is at 0. You press finish, free agent pool, and export player, and then you're going to put 0 and then C for catcher. And that's basically it. You create a new save. Once you create a new save, you go to roster control, you go to the Yankees, you go to manage roster, and then I would do the same thing here. Each MLB level player, I would just go ahead, put 0C, and boom. Now at the MLB level, they got a 1 overall catcher that can't hit for the life of him. If you're wondering, hey, can I do this to someone that is not a catcher? Well, we can go ahead and find it out together. Let's go to DJ LeMahieu. He plays second base. Is he going to be replaced by a 0 overall catcher? Yes, he 100% is going to be replaced. So once again, you're just going to do this non-stop each and every single time. And if you're wondering to yourself, well, where did DJ LeMahieu go? Because I don't see him anymore, is because since you're putting non-stop catchers, they're all going to go to the catcher position. But if you go into the Yankees lineup after you go ahead and replace each and every single MLB player with the 0 overall catcher, you're going to see that the entire lineup is going to be full of Joe Randoms. And that is basically how you make those rosters if you want to go ahead and create your own and grind XP through that as well. If you did end up enjoying today's content, please make sure to hit that like button or subscribe button. Have a blessed day and night. Stay positive, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.